Is the time right now. New this morning at 9. Remember this? This was a cultural phenomenon on television back in the 90s. We're talking about Baywatch with stars David Hasselhoff, Pamela Anderson, and Carmen Electra, just to name a few. Now, 35 years later, there's a new docuseries called After Baywatch, Moment in the Sun that takes a deep dive into the show with never-before-seen home videos and interviews. Here's my conversation with the executive producer, Matthew Felker.
Was there anything that you learned that you didn't know, or something that surprised you about the show?
Well, I think meeting the show creators, just the business aspect of what they did and the sort of tenacity they had to get it on air, because it was a canceled show, and they bought it back for $10 from the studio, and then $10, yeah, and then they did the syndication model, which was not really a popular thing. There've been 2 shows to do that. So that, and then I knew this going into it, but I mean, it kind of would surprise audiences, is the pay, because it was a syndicated show. They were getting paid only like $5,000, maybe $10,000 an episode, whereas parallel shows in the 90s like Friends, but that was a network model. They were getting paid almost $1 million or $1 million an episode. So there was a huge pay discrepancy. And I grew up in the Midwest, and when you see people on TV, you just assume if you're on TV, you're very wealthy, and that's just not the case. And I don't think it was actually as racy as people think. The interesting part, it wasn't really what they were wearing, it was the bodies they put in the wardrobe. When you have a body like Pamela Anderson's, or like a Michael Bergen, or David Chokachi, or Yasmin, or any of these people, it becomes very sexy because they're very sexy, fit, attractive people. So it wasn't really the show itself, it was the actors that they put in the show.
All right, After Baywatch, Moment in the Sun, the 4-part docuseries is streaming now on Hulu. Fun fact, now he also said that one of the original cast members, Michael Bergen, was a realtor. Felker had to buy his house from him to get him to participate in the docuseries. He actually wanted the house, but it just so happens that he just made that deal. And also within this docuseries, he was talking about a lot of things that the cast members were dealing with. Like one of the cast members had Parkinson's, the sexuality, addiction, diversity, cancer. So it gets a little deeper than just, here's one of these throwbacks from the 1990s. It gets into their whole livelihood.
A deeper layer.
A lot of different layers to it, yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Looking forward to it. Wisdom, thank you.